depths of night, Nikita's house stood silent, a looming shadow against the starless sky. Inside, the air hung heavy, thick with an unseen presence. Nikita lay awake, eyes fixed on the ceiling. Every creak and groan amplified in the stillness. The old Victorian, once a sanctuary, now a prison of mounting dread. It began with whispers, soft at first, barely audible. Then came the scratching, nails on wood, growing louder, closer. Nikita's breath quickened, heart pounding against her ribs. She reached for the bedside lamp. Click, click. Nothing. Darkness pressed in, suffocating, alive. A chill swept through the room, icy tendrils caressing her skin. The whispers grew urgent, unintelligible words filled with malice. Nikita tried to move, but her limbs felt leaden. Shadows danced at the edge of vision, taking form, then dissolving. The scratching intensified, now at the foot of her bed. She wanted to scream, but fear stole her voice. Suddenly, silence. A moment of terrible anticipation. Then, a low, guttural growl, inches from her ear. Nikita's eyes widened in terror, as an invisible force pinned her down. The room temperature plummeted, her breath visible in the frigid air. Objects began to rattle. Books flew from shelves. The mirror on the wall cracked, a spider web of fractures spreading. Nikita struggled against the unseen grip, panic rising like bile in her throat. The entity whispered again, this time clear as day. You're mine now. With a violent jerk, Nikita broke free, stumbling from the bed, gasping for air. She ran for the door, only to find it locked. The growling intensified, furniture sliding across the floor. Nikita pounded on the door, screaming for help that wouldn't come. The malevolent presence closed in, its hunger palpable in the air. As dawn broke, the house fell silent once more. But Nikita's nightmare had only begun. The poltergeist had marked its prey, and it was far from finished. Dawn broke, but darkness lingered. Nikita's sanctuary now a prison of terror. She huddled in the corner, wide-eyed, every shadow a potential threat. The house creaked and groaned, as if digesting its newfound prey. Nikita's phone lay shattered, her lifeline crushed by unseen forces. She tried to rationalize, but logic crumbled in the face of horror. The air grew thick again, heavy with malevolent anticipation. Objects began to float, defying gravity, mocking reality. Pages turning violently, words rearranging. A message formed on the wall, blood-red letters dripping, mine forever. Nikita's scream caught in her throat, as invisible hands caressed her face. The temperature plummeted, frost forming on windows in midsummer. Whispers filled the air, a cacophony of tormented souls. Nikita stumbled to the door, only to find it melting, warping. The floor beneath her feet shifted, reality bending to the entity's will. She ran from room to room, each a new nightmare of twisted dimensions. The kitchen knives danced, a deadly ballet inches from her skin. In the living room, the TV flickered to life, showing only static and glimpses of horror. Nikita's reflection in the mirror changed, aging, decaying before her eyes. She clawed at the windows, but they had become solid, unyielding walls. The entity's laughter echoed, a sound of pure, ancient evil. Nikita's mind began to fracture, reality and nightmare blurring. She found herself back in her bedroom, the epicenter of the haunting. The bed levitated, sheets twisting into ghostly forms. Nikita's strength was fading, her will to fight draining away. The poltergeist's presence intensified, its hunger palpable in the air. As night fell once more, Nikita realized with growing dread, this was only the beginning of an eternity of torment. The house had claimed her, body, mind, and soon her soul. Darkness reigned supreme in Nikita's living nightmare. The house, a malevolent entity, pulsed with evil. Nikita's sanity frayed at the edges. Reality and horror blurred into one. The entity's presence grew stronger, feeding on her fear and despair. Walls oozed a thick, black substance, forming grotesque patterns that writhed and shifted. The air crackled with negative energy, static electricity raising the hairs on her skin. Nikita's reflection in mirrors distorted, aging, decaying, mocking her mortality. Whispers became screams, a cacophony of tormented souls filling every room. The poltergeist manifested more boldly, shadow figures darting at the edge of vision. Nikita's attempts to escape proved futile. Doors leading to impossible spaces, endless corridors. Time lost all meaning. Days and nights blending into an eternal torment. The entity toyed with her mind, creating illusions of rescue, only to snatch hope away. Nikita's body weakened, sleep impossible, hunger gnawing at her insides. The house seemed to digest her slowly, absorbing her essence, her very being. In moments of lucidity, she clawed at the walls, desperate to leave a mark, proof of her existence. But the entity erased all traces, leaving no evidence of her struggle. As her strength waned, the poltergeist grew bolder, its touch now ice cold and tangible. Nikita's screams went unheard, the outside world oblivious to her plight. In her final moments of consciousness, she realized the horrifying truth. This was her eternity, trapped in an endless cycle of terror. The poltergeist had claimed its prey, and Nikita's torment was far from over. As darkness consumed her completely, the entity's laughter echoed through the house, another soul added to its collection.